Welcome back, guys. Thank you for tuning in. So a topic that really caught my attention and that I really wanted to talk about is this topic, or this growing trend of people, whether it be on YouTube or any other social media platform, just hopping on and basically whining and complaining about a certain issue or a certain area of life. I guess you can call it doomer content. And don't get me wrong, before I go any further, in a lot of these videos, a lot of truths are being spoken, a lot of facts are being spoken. But I guess the problem that I have with a lot of this content is that a lot of it is just whining and complaining and just not really offering any sort of solutions to whatever issue is brought up, right? Again, you take your pick, whether it be in the area of relationships, dating advice, financial, struggles that people are going through, finances in general, self-improvement. You take your pick. It just seems to be a very kind of growing popularity to talk about a certain area and just complain about it, whine about it, and say how broken it is and not really offer any solutions. So again, I'll make myself clear. I do think that in a lot of these videos that, are being, thrown out there, there's a lot of truth to what these people are saying, right? Not everybody just hops onto the camera and, complains about a certain issue. Some people actually do offer solutions, and I can understand, the point of view or, the instance where people just want to express their feelings, right? I totally get that. But I guess the point I'm trying to make is that it just seems to it's becoming a very popular kind of trendy topic, right? Just kind of doomer content, very nihilistic, pessimistic, points of view are being shared, and people seem to be gravitating towards it. And I can see why, because, if people's feelings and emotions are validated, if things that are going on in the world, people bring attention to these things and, state the obvious, state some facts about, that area, people are going to be drawn to it, because not a lot of people do that, right? Not a lot of people have the courage to point how wrong something is, right? So I will say again, there are some good points to be taken away from these sort of videos, but if you're going to point out a certain problem or, whine about a certain situation, I think it's just a better thing to focus on the positive side of things, right? As cliche and as corny as it may sound, just focus on the positive, man. Everything's going to be okay, right? But really, like, what's the alternative to just, be overly pessimistic and negative about things and not really offer any solutions or move toward any solutions, right? I just think it's a better use of your time and energy to, not close your eyes and say, oh, there's no problems, everything's fine and dandy. And that's not what I'm saying. I'm just simply stating that it's simply, a better idea, at least in my opinion, to focus on solutions and be solutions minded, right? And try to be as positive as you can, because I don't know about you, but this must be some law in the universe that what you are, what you think about, what you generally feel, you seem to attract more of that, right? So if you're generally a positive person, if you try to look at the glass half full instead of half empty, if you have a generally optimistic point of view towards life, things just seem to open up. But haven't you ever noticed that if you have the opposite sort of mindset, if you're negative, if you're whining and complaining about things, even more negative stuff seems to pop up into your life. So like I said, there is a lot of truth in these sort of videos, in whatever area of life. Take your pick, whether it be dating or relationships. Again, a lot of these videos are pointing out facts and truth. They are pointing out the problems in the world that nobody seems to be addressing. Things that just seem to be, swept under the rug year after year. But I guess the point of the video is to be very mindful of the things that you consume, right? The content that you consume online, media, the things you listen to in general, the things you watch, because you are what you eat. I'm sure you've probably heard that saying, and it's very true. If you're consuming things that, are generally pessimistic, negative, that are just pointing out, everything that's wrong with the world, that's the sort of things that are going to be dominating your headspace, right? Those are the sort of thoughts that you're going to be having, and You may be completely transformed by the things that you watch, right? So you got to be very careful. This is a very kind of this is something that's not very, I guess, spoken about, that it's the importance, maybe because it's so obvious, or maybe because, you know, it's right in our faces, but the things we watch, the things we consume, you know, definitely have an impact on the people that we become, right? So again, if you're just constantly focused on negativity, that's what you're going to become, right? That's what you're going to adopt, I guess. Your thoughts, your worldview is going to start changing, even if you didn't have that sort of worldview before. So if you take anything away from this video, it's that, right? Just to be very careful about the things you consume, because they have an impact on you, whether you realize it or not. Just take news, for example. I'm pretty sure this is a common practice in most countries in the world, right? There's a reason most news stations just focus on negative news, right? But that's another story. They want to keep people in a kind of fear-based mindset. Fear is a very powerful emotion and can control your actions. But again, that's another story. Again, just be very careful about the things you watch and consume in general. And I would encourage you, or at least I think, again, from the point that I made earlier in the video, I think it's just a healthier, you know, more positive thing, for the lack of a better word, to be focused on solutions, be focused on the possibilities in life, be focused on the beauty and things that are going right in the world, right? And just try to focus on your own personal life and make it as amazing as you possibly can. Working with the cards that you were dealt, right? Regardless of the cards that you have, just making the most of it, and just making the most out of your life, right? And making it as beautiful as you want it to be. And then you can be in a position to help others and help others do the same, right? But that's a very hard thing to do if you are not in a good place, right? If you are struggling, if you have issues that need to be resolved, right? So focus on the good. Focus on the good. Focus on the possibilities. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I just wanted to share my thoughts on this topic because, like I said, it just seems to be a very popular topic nowadays, very trendy. It's getting a lot of traction. I see it everywhere. I see these sort of videos everywhere of just people, you know, making a video complaining about, or, you know, whining about a certain issue, or saying how broken or how awful a certain thing in life is. And again, it just seems like a lot of negative venting and not a lot of solutions. And like I said, I'm not completely against those sort of videos, but I just, I guess the problem I have with them is that they don't really offer any solutions, and it just seems like a bunch of negativity, right? I don't know. Hopefully this video helps you out. Hopefully you took something valuable from this video. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I just make videos on topics that, you know, fascinate me, whether it be in the area of self-improvement, life advice. Try to share, you know, my 2 cents, again, on these areas, whether it be life advice or self-improvement. And, you know, just talk about things that hopefully provide value to you guys. Thank you to all the viewers and subscribers of this channel. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts on this topic. And if you have any sort of video suggestions for any future video, let me know that. Let me know that as well. So I'll see you guys in the next one.